Hello, everyone. The book I'm going to read today is I Had Trouble in Getting to Solla, Swallow by Dr. Seuss. Now, I'm reading this book because it's all about dealing with troubles. And these times, I feel like we all do with a little advice on how to deal with our troubles. Now, let's see what Dr. Seuss has written about the troubles getting to this place. I was real happy and carefree and young. I lived in a place called Valley of Fun, and nothing, not anything, ever went wrong. Until, well, one day, I was walking along, and I guess I got careless. I guess I got gawking at daisies and not looking where I was walking. And that's how it started. Sock! What a shock! I stubbed my big toe on a very hard rock, and I flew through the air. And I went for a sail, and I sprained the main bone and the tip of my tail. Now, I never had ever had troubles before, so I said to myself, I don't want any more. If I watch for rocks with my eyes straight ahead, I'll keep out of trouble forever, I said. Now, kids, do you think this is gonna work out? Make sure he doesn't get any troubles no more? Let's find out. By watching ahead, well, it didn't work. I was watching these rocks, then I felt a hard jerk. A fresh green-headed Aquila quill sneaked up from in back and went for my tail. And I learned there are troubles of more than one kind. Some come from ahead, and some come from behind. Now, what do you think he's gonna do to solve these troubles of his? Since there are troubles coming from ahead and behind. So I said to myself, now I'll just have to start to be twice as careful and be twice as smart. I'll watch out for trouble in front and back sections by aiming my eyes in two different directions. I found this to be quite a difficult stunt, but now I was safe, both in back and in front. Now, do you think there's any other directions trouble can come from? Let's see and find out. And then new troubles came from above and below. A skirt at my neck, and a skirt at my toe. And now I was really in trouble, you know. The rocks and the quill and the skirts and the skirt. I had so many troubles, I just couldn't think. There I was, all completely surrounded by trouble, when a chap rumbled up in a one-wheeled wobble. Young fellow, he said, what has happened to you? And has happened to me, and to other folks too. So I'll tell you what I've decided to do. I'm off to the city of Sollew, on the banks of the beautiful river Wahoo, where they never have troubles. At least, very few. It's not very far, and my camel is strong. He'll get us there fast. Hop on, come along. Now, kids, if someone ever tells you they have a solution to all your troubles if you follow them, don't follow them. It's usually a scam. But let's see how it goes in this case. We might be surprised. I jumped up behind him. Then all through the day, the wobble wobbled in a wobblesome way. The road got more bumpy and more rocky and more tricky. By midnight, I tell you, my stomach was feeling achy. So I said, Mister, please, when do we get to this wonderful town? Aren't we almost there yet? Young fellow, he told me, don't start in to stew. At sunrise, we'll drive into Sollew, and you'll have no more troubles. I promise. I do. Now, kids, well, what do you think a place with no troubles would be like? You might want to discuss it with your family and friends. Everyone has a different definition of what trouble is. What your definition of trouble is might be different from someone else's. But we'll see how things go. But when dawn finally came, the darkness got light. The wonderful town was nowhere in sight. Instead of the town, we ran into trouble. Our camel got sick and he started to bubble. We had to put him in the one-wheeler wobble. From there, we were in a dreadful position. Our camel needed a camel physician. Now, doctors for camels are not often seen, especially on mountains. They're far, far between. But we pulled that old wobble and we set out to find some doctor while dragging our camel behind. Poor camel. Let's see what happens to the camel. Oh, and I suppose the other guys. I pulled and pulled and pulled. Then the next thing I knew, I was pulling the camel and Wobble Chap. Now, too. Now really, I thought, this is rather unfair. But he said, don't you stew. I am doing my share. This is called teamwork. I flourish in the brains. You flourish in the muscles, the aches, and the pains. I'll pick the best roads, tell you where to go, and we'll find a good doctor more quickly, you know. Then he sat and he worked his brain and his tongue. And he bossed me around just because I was young. He told me to go left. Then he told me to go right. And that's what he told me all day and all night. Now, does this seem fair to you? Oh, and please remember, you can pause this video anytime to get a good look at pictures. The next morning, we located Dr. Sam Snell, who knew all about tonsils and camels as well. Our camel, he said, had a bad case of leaks, and she lay flat in bed for 20 weeks. I was tired. How I wanted to crawl in that bed. But the Wibble chap sent me away. He said, your troubles are practically all at end. Just run down that hill around the next bend. You'll come across the Happy Way bus route, my friend. The Happy Way bus leaves at 4:42 and will take you directly to Sollew on the banks of the beautiful river Wahoo, where they never have troubles, at least very few. Well, it's good they got the camel to a position. However, what do you think is going to happen next? I'm excited to see myself. Well, the bus stop was there, and that part was just fine. But tacked on a stick was a very small sign, saying, "Notice to passengers using our line. We are sorry to say that our driver, Rich Millers, ran over 4 nails and has punctured all tires. Until further notice, the 442 cannot possibly take you to Sollew. But I wish you a most pleasant journey by foot. Signed, Bus Line President Horace P. Sweet." So I went by foot, thanks to Horace P. Sweet, and that Horace P. Sweet almost ruined my feet. Now that's just unlucky. I know how you feel about Horace P. Sweet. You see, I missed the bus a couple times myself because of incidents like these. Let's see how troubles start out here. It looks like we're not even halfway through the book yet, after all. Let's see how it goes. 100 miles later, my feet were so sore. Then, once you know it, it started to pour. I was drenched to the skin when a chap in a slicker splashed up and said, "It's the midwinter chicker. The midwinter chicker came early this year. It's not gonna be very comfy around here. Any fool get out." So I packed my things and I'm off to my granddaddy. He's out in Palm Springs. "Take cover," he yelled. "Use my house if you wish." Then the chap in the sticker splashed off like a fish. Does this weather remind you of anything from around here? Reminds me of a certain time of year, a certain season. I could dip my tongue. You kids know? Yep, it's monsoon season. And it looks like it came early for this chap. See how things go from here. I ran in the house and I fell in a heap. I needed my rest, but I just couldn't sleep. Did you ever sleep when your feet were like ice, with a family of owls and a family of mice? I listened all night to the growls and the yowls and the chatter of these mice and these owls. Well, the midnight chicker howled horrible wail. I tossed and I flipped and I flopped and I flipped. It was 5:15 when I finally slept. Let's see how it goes from here. Then I dreamed I was sleeping on billy billows of soft silk and marshmallow stuffed pillows. I dreamed and I was sleeping in Sollew on the river, the beautiful river Wahoo, where they never had trouble, at least very few. Then I woke up, and it wasn't true. I was crashing downhill in a furious flood, with suds in my eyes, my mouth full of mud, my nose full of water, and my ears full of shrieks of the owls flying off with the mice in the beaks. Then I said to myself, "Now I really don't see why trouble like this happens to me." I floated 12 days without toothpaste or soap. I practically almost had given up hope when someone shouted, "Here, catch this rope." Then I knew my troubles had come to an end. I climbed up the rope, calling, "Thank you, my friends." Now who could it be that threw that on our rope? We thinking with us someone before or someone new? Let's find out. I got to the top, but it wasn't my friend. Then I saw that my troubles were not at an end. A big man on a horse scared me out of my wits. He bellowed, "I am General Genghis Khan Smiths. There's a war going on, and it's time you knew. Every lad in this land has his duty to do. We're about to attack. We're about to destroy the peerless posers of Pimple Moose Pass. So get in line. You're a private first class." Oh no, it looks like he got recruited. The Smiths' army. Let's see how it goes. He gave me a shooter with one little bean, which was not very much, if you see what I mean. Then he yelled, "Get the boozer! Attack without fear! The glorious moment of victory is near!" And the glorious general led the advance with a glorious swish of his sword and his lance, and a glorious clank of his tin-plated armor. Then we went around the corner and found that, alas, there was more than one Boozer and Moose Pass, and General Connor Smith shout out to his men, "This happens in war every now and again. Sometimes you're winners, sometimes you're losers. You can never win against so many poozers. So I suggest it's time to retreat." And so the army raced off in its tin-plated feet. There I was, with more poozers than I've ever seen. There I was, with my shooter and only one beam. There I was. I thought, I will never get through to the wonderful land of Sollew on the peaks of the beautiful mountain, woohoo, where they never have troubles, at least very few. What do you think's gonna happen here? Do you think he's ever gonna find his way to Sollew at this rate? Well, personally, I don't think so, but we can always hope. Let's find out. I had terrible trouble in staying alive. Then I saw an old pipe that said vent number 5. I didn't have time to find out what that meant, but the vent had a hole, and that hole is where I went. Now, where do you think that vent will lead? Let's find out. Well, that vent where I went was sort of a funnel that led me down into a frightful black tunnel. The traffic down there was a mess, I must say, with billions of birds going all the wrong way. They bumped me with bikes, and they banged me with dishes. I ran into ladders, beds, bottles, and fishes. I skirted on the garbage. I fell on a horn. Troubles, I wish I had never been born. I was down there for 3 days in that bird-filled place. At least 8,000 times I fell smack on my face. I injured 3 fingers, both thumbs, both my lips, my shin bones, my backbone, my wishbone, and my hips. Much more, I was starving. I had nothing to eat. And damp, it was damp. I grew moss on my feet. Now, why do you think all these birds are heading the wrong way? Maybe it's just bad luck. We'll find out soon enough. Then, just when I thought I could stand it no more, by chance I discovered a tiny trapdoor. I popped my head out. The great sky was sky blue, and I knew from the flowers I finally come through to the bank of the beautiful river Wahoo. I couldn't be far now from Sollew. Looks like a nice place, huh? I wonder what Sollew looks like. You can pause the video if you want and discuss with your parents. Think of what you think Sollew would look like. What would it be like? Or talk to friends, siblings. Maybe even the paint on the ceiling. Who knows? Just have fun. There it was, with its glittering towers in the air. I've made it. I've done it. At least I was there. And I knew that I left all my troubles behind when a chap at the doorway that shimmered and shined waved me over, friendly and kind. Now, let's see how it goes from here. Welcome, he said. He gave me his hand. Welcome, my son, to his beautiful land. Welcome to sweet, sunny Sollew, where we never have troubles, at least very few. As a matter of fact, we only have just one. Imagine, just one little trouble, my son, and this one little trouble, as you now see, is this one little trouble I have with this key. What kind of trouble could we have with that key, I might wonder? Let's see. There is only one door into Sollew, and we have a key slapping slippered. We do. This troublesome slipper moved into my door 2 weeks ago Tuesday at 3:45. Since then, I couldn't open this door anymore. And I can't kill a slipper. It's very bad luck to kill any slipper. And that's why we're stuck. And that's why no one gets in, and the town's gone to pot. It's a terrible state of affairs, is it not? And so, the doorman of Sollew, my job at the door here is finished. I'm through. And I'll tell you what I've decided to do. I'm leaving, he said. I'm leaving Sollew on the beautiful banks of the river Wahoo, where we never have troubles, at least very few. And I'm off to the city of Ballaboo Ball on the banks on the beautiful river Wah, where they never have trouble, no troubles at all. Come along with me, he said, as he ran, and you'll never have any troubles, young man. Does this feel familiar to anyone else? Let's see what he decides to do. Actually, let's pause for a moment. Would you go with this guy after this long journey to get to this place only to find out it's not as good as you thought it was and you can't even get in? Would you go with this fellow to this other place that supposedly has no troubles at all? Well, personally, I would not. But let's see what the fellow in the book does. After all, I believe in the old saying utopia, which translates to no place. I'd have no more troubles. That's what the man said. So I started to go, but I didn't. Instead, I did some quick thinking inside my head. Then I started back home to the Valley of Fun. I know I have troubles. I'll maybe get stung. I'll always have troubles. I'll maybe get bit by that green-haired quill on the place where I sit. But I brought a big bat. I'm all ready, see. Now my troubles are going to have trouble with me. And that's the end of our book. And when I mentioned utopia before, that means literally no place. To me, that means utopia is something that doesn't exist. However, a personal feeling about how make a place better is learn to deal with your troubles the best way you can. Talk to your family, friends. Think of ways to deal with troubles, especially in these troublesome times. Enjoy life. Have fun, okay? And have a grand day.